Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the moon being in Virgo, because if your moon is in Virgo, you're going to want to learn all that you can, because I know you are so detailed. You want to know everything I'm going to be talking about down to the minutest detail that nobody else would notice but you. That's a moon in Virgo. So before I start, I always want to remind everyone, sign up for my free newsletter. Go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and receive all of my predictions delivered to your email address. Plus, don't forget while you're there, check out my new spiritual jewelry. That is by Satya Jewelry, but it is my design, Joni Patry collection. So all of these new pieces you're going to see, I am so excited about. So with that, let's get on and start talking about Virgo. So Virgo, so detailed, so organized, so punctual, and so health conscious. This is the sign that is amazing for health. So people with this particular moon sign, just by and large, being in Virgo, you're going to be interested in how you eat, nutrition, how to take care of yourself, and most of all, helping others. This is the sign of helping others. And you will want to be involved in some kind of career or profession where you can give back and be of service to help people. Because Virgo is very much affiliated to the 6th house. It's the 6th sign. The 6th house is about health and healing and helping others. And going many times into a healing profession, whether it be medicine or herbs, vitamins, something, exercise. All these things are so interesting and fulfilling to the sign of Virgo. They love to know about foods and diet. This is fascinating to them. And the focus around detail. We need Virgo people to do such things as the detailed work that most of us just can't do. They're amazing about that. So Virgo is an earth sign, so they are down to earth and practical. They're real. They're the salt of the earth. And I'll tell you something else, because it's ruled by Mercury, they're extraordinarily intelligent, very sharp, concise, to the point, and usually have a good sense of humor, can see the irony of things in the world and how ridiculous some things are. That's Virgo. They'll point this out for sure. And let me point out that the Mercury rulership definitely makes them intellectually inclined and probably pretty scientific, because they look at all the details that everyone else misses. But they are so organized in this order and understanding of everything in this world, always learning, always curious, and always a great friend to have Virgo. But sometimes they're so over the top with their sense of wanting to understand everything that they create things to worry about. They are the worrywarts of the zodiac. Let me just tell you, they're concerned about everything. When there's nothing to worry about, they'll create something to worry about. But this is just the most easy to get along with at times sign. They're interesting and they're fun. So let me start with, if you have your moon in the very first part of Virgo, the first 10 degrees of Virgo is going to be in Uttara Phalguni, which there was partially the last few degrees, last 3 or 4 degrees of Leo was in this nakshatra. But when you throw it into Virgo, it is definitely more about making relationships work. Remember, this Uttara Phalguni is still the marriage nakshatra. It is the back part of the hammock or the bed. And this is about making relationships work. and they need and want to be in a relationship. They will settle sometimes, which they need to be careful because relationships need to be of the utmost quality, but they love being with people. And this is the nakshatra of friendship. So somebody with their moon in this nakshatra is a loyal, wonderful, committed friend. And that's a wonderful thing because this is, once again, this nakshatra is ruled by Ahriman, which is the nakshatra or the god of patronage, which deals with kindness, generosity, and loyalty and friendship. This is what this nakshatra is all about. Now, because this nakshatra, Uttara Falguni, is ruled by the sun, this is a very strong, powerful nakshatra that has a strong work ethic, very much involved and dedicated to their work and their career, working hard, working overtime, taking the brunt of responsibility. This will be what this nakshatra is all about. Now, if your moon is in Uttara Falguni, you start your life out in the sun's Mahadasha. And this is a strong place to start. Usually it can denote a strong, vital sense of the physical constitution, strong. Someone that is a strong child coming out into the world and loves to take care of the self and others and the physical body. Now, if your moon sits from 10 degrees to 23 degrees 20 minutes of Virgo, right in the center of this earth sign, your moon sits in the nakshatra Hasta. Hasta means the hand, and it actually is relative to the 5 stars that are in this portion of the zodiac that represent the hand. People with this nakshatra are incredibly intelligent. They're very crafty, and that could even be they're good with their hands, right? They could do anything that's creative. Handyman around the house. They can be good with, even I've seen people that cut hair using their hands, pottery, anything that takes a talent to use the hands. They have this gift. And even palmistry, for that matter. They can read the palm. This is Hasta. And remember, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, they're highly smart, intellectual types. And the hand, its also symbol is a fist for this nakshatra, meaning they take hold and they grasp concepts and ideas that most can't understand. But at the same time, it's hard for them to let go. And that's an issue, because you got to learn how to grasp, hold on to things, but to be able to let go when you need to. And I think this revolves sometimes around relationships that you should let go of, but they can't. But it is still such a powerhouse. And Savitar is the god that rules this. This is the sun god. And this particular god deals with business and work. And they can be very, very charming. So watch this nakshatra in the charm and the grace and dexterity that they have, because they are incredibly adaptable as well. So looking at this nakshatra, if you're born with this nakshatra Hasta, then this means you start your whole life out in the moon cycle, because Hasta is ruled by the moon. And to have the moon in Hasta is relative to almost having the moon in its own sign, because it is ruled by the moon. And that empowers the moon in a powerful way. So they have a deep sense of feeling and emotion, that they care, that they have deep caring within them. But at the same time, there is a darker side to this nakshatra where people can be very crafty and sneaky. So watch that. They can be a little bit, you know, they're smart. They figure things out, and therefore they can be ahead of others with their deceptions at times. But overall, I've seen this to be a very caring, deep, kind nakshatra. So if your moon sits after 23 degrees, 20 minutes of Virgo through the end of the sign, then your moon sits in the nakshatra called Chitra. And Chitra is the bright and shining one. Chitra is actually the star of opportunity. And they say people that have their moon in Chitra, they stick out, they shine. A lot of movie stars that have charisma are born with their moon in Chitra, and its actual symbol is a jewel. So they are the jewels of the zodiac. They're just beautiful. They shine. They have charisma, magnetic quality about them, and they love bright colors. If you'll notice, people that have their moon in Chitra usually love wearing bright red, bright colors where they stand out. But at the same time, since it is the jewel, they actually have an interest in jewelry, and sometimes even go into that business of making jewelry. They're good with their hands and creativity. And actually, the last degree of Virgo, 29 degrees, sits right on top of the most auspicious star of the zodiac, which is Spica. And that particular fixed star deals with overnight sensations, where you come upon something and you make it big overnight. But at the same time, it's said to be a star of literary genius. And with Virgo's rulership by Mercury, but this nakshatra being in Chitra can mean those that have great creativity with writing, with literary skills, writing, speaking, communicating. This is Spica. And Virgo is good with communicating and passing on information because its rulership by and large is Mercury of that particular sign. This is also, Chitra can deal with, because it's ruled by Mars, can deal with more of a fiery type nature in Virgo. So this adds flame and ambition and drive and fire. If your moon sits in the last part of Virgo, 23 degrees, 20 minutes to the end. And this also means that you would start your whole life cycle out in Mars. What does that mean? Mars is the life cycle that can be fast and furious, jumping into life, hitting the ground running when you're born in this particular nakshatra. But Mars can sometimes be a little hectic and a little dangerous, so they'll have to be more cautious than other portions of the sign of Virgo. But overall, the bright, shining one stands out in a crowd, attracts attention, and is very, very talented. Those that have their moon in Virgo in Chitra. So with that covers the sign of Virgo. I hope you've enjoyed this dissertation and you've gotten something very meaningful about who you are and what your purpose is here based on your moon sign in Virgo. So with that, I'd like to close. Remember, if you would like more information about me, sign up for my free newsletter. Go to my website, galacticcenter.org. And if you would like to learn Vedic astrology from me, join our community of Vedic astrologers. Go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.